Well, a very good day to you. Welcome to Kenya's most comprehensive political analysis show here on Herman Manyora's YouTube channel. Definitely, I'm talking about the Candid Talk. Welcome to this exclusive and interesting episode. I'm here with Professor Herman Manyora, ready to help me, of course, candidly dissect everything political that is taking place in the country. Prof, how are you?
Good.
We are here, and definitely things are still unfolding. We are waiting for the bipartisan talks to yield any fruit. But I can see a number of young people are also moving around saying that they've not been included in that kind of conversation, and they feel that they're a little bit marginalized. I wonder whether right now it's necessary to include each and everyone as they are opining. So,
when this motion went to Parliament, Senate say the committee should be able to invite other players.
Okay.
So the young people will be reached, and I think it cannot be productive unless we involve Kenyans.
Okay. Yes. Even that aside, let's focus on Raila and the Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua. The other time they actually shared a podium at the burial of one of the former Mau Mau veterans therein who was being laid to rest. And I can say, of course, I had that kind of argument and exchange between them. First of all, I wonder whether it's healthy for leaders of such kind of stature to have such kind of an exchange. What did it portray to the country?
This is Africa, and Africa is our business, as indeed Manyora will tell. Perhaps that's our business.
Okay.
Well, certainly people of that level shouldn't engage in that manner, at least not in public.
Especially when all of them are present at that particular
and in a funeral. It's supposed to be a somber place. Yeah.
Okay.
Certainly no. Yeah.
Let's get it from the... I want to understand the personality of the Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua and how his approach to things actually. Do you think that he has decided that going this antagonistic way, especially when it comes to dealing with Raila and dealing with Uhuru Kenyatta, is the only way for him to succeed in the political arena in this country?
Every man has their style. Yeah.
Okay.
You know, people forget Rigathi Gachagua is not a very big man in the body. He's not small either, but he's not a very big man. And his demeanor is of a person who is not very rough, not loud, not noisy, not combative by demeanor. And actually self-effacing. Many times I've been with him, like on TV. You can see this is a gentleman. He has that gentleman's demeanor. And I think he decides if he must. He has decided that he must throw his weight around, and the best way to do that is use your mouth. Some people just move in a room and you see it because of the way they look, their size and everything, and the way they dress or anything. You know, they just cause attention. But other people can cause attention by the way they speak. So Gachagua is basically a very good man with a demeanor of a humble human being who is trying to occupy his space by using the mouth. Yeah.
Definitely he's been there taking on Raila, taking on...
Because when you meet Gachagua, you can't link him to the man you see on TV, the things he says.
So you're saying that there's a very big difference between the man who talks and the real man physically when you meet him.
Gachagua in real life is a very humble man. Very humble. Yeah.
But then the Gachagua...
Now when the mouth begins
when you give him a mic... And
when he begins to talk, then he assumes another life. So he has chosen that he has to live those two lives. Yeah.
Is this his style of communication, or rather style of leadership, or rather approach that we should actually get used to?
That is his style.
You've always said that he's not in the same league with the former Prime Minister, saying very well that, of course, he's just served one term as a member of Parliament for his constituency, that is Madira. And then all of a sudden, we've seen his sudden rise to the position of Deputy President in the country. His money so far. Do you think then, right now at least, he's able to face Raila at the level where Raila was?
But you see, when he's facing Raila, he's not very confident, you know that. Huh?
No. Yeah. So are you still maintaining that kind of idea that you had, that these people are not playing in the same league?
They are not in the same league. You know, that also explains why Gachagua may be going ballistic when he's given a microphone. Because he is what you might consider a gate crusher. He's entering a club and is not of the pedigree. He's not of the English is very difficult sometimes. He's not of the stock. Let me use another word, but there's a word I was looking for. And therefore, you want to register your presence in that club. Because you enter a club, you are maybe just another small, humble human being somewhere. When you enter the club, you meet, this is the director of this is the CEO of this club, this is the president of this. You know, you are in big people, you are the only small person there. So you find a way of registering your presence. Because you see, even if you don't talk about Kenya, talk about Mount Kenya alone, even Central. There are people whose money and the connection, Gachagua can't compare with them in terms of who they are in society, where money has placed them, where education has placed them, where connections have placed them, where the church has placed them. He's far below those people. It's just even within the context of Mount Kenya alone. You see? And then you must now expand it to Kenya. And you are talking about people who have a position in Kenya you are far from attaining yourself. Whether it's financial, whether it's educational, whether it's religious, whatever it is, whatever parameter you are using. And you are talking about people with serious connections. Serious connections. People like Uhuru Kenyatta are people who have international networks and connections. Yeah, as businessmen, as politicians, and family name, you know, they are. You can't compare to them in any way. So you must fight to have some space. And therefore, I see Gachagua just knowingly or unknowingly, consciously or unconsciously, Gachagua is trying to occupy space. He has entered a club. How he entered is another story. But he's trying to look for a chair to sit on.
But he's already there.
And you can see there's a club I don't want to mention. You go, you find there's a chair you can't sit. This is for who, this is for what, you know. And when you look at Onambia ule ni fulani, so you feel you don't even belong there. I once took my brother to a hotel and said, here we can't eat here, one. Let's go to another one. Hapa chakula wezi ingia. A cousin of mine. So you must understand Gachagua as a gate crusher.
Okay.
Who is trying to register his presence. Yes.
Talk to me about the kind of sentiments that he made in that particular function. Of course, there is one that actually struck me when he mentioned, and of course, talk to Raila. That's the only time that I saw him talk to Raila in some sort of a positive manner. But I saw that whatever he was trying to communicate was a little bit sarcastic, because he was there asking him and acknowledging the fact that Raila has fought so hard for this country and has contributed significantly to certain changes in terms of democracy and all those other advancements that this country has gained so far. And then he said that I wanted you to actually come through and help us the way you've been fighting for Kenya. Now fight so that the Mau Mau land can actually be given to the rightful people. He brought in this question. Yeah, the way your father fought for them. Actually, that is what he brought in. And he told him very well, you know those people who are having these lands that are supposed to belong to our people here. And you know them. Go talk to him because he's your friend. Definitely trying to target the former president. I wonder where this conversation could actually lead him to.
You know, Gachagua and the rest of these people, they are not genuine, they are not sincere. If sons of Mau Mau were to claim the land for which they died, they will even claim Gachagua's.
Sure.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
But Gachagua is himself, as I said, he's a son of Mau Mau.
No, he's a son of Mau Mau. And I keep warning these leaders, they are playing with fire. Because as Gachagua talks about Mau Mau and Mau Mau land, and is trying to focus on Uhuru Kenyatta, the truth is, it is so painful because people went to the forest to fight. And when they came back, the land they fought for was taken by home guards. It is the home guard Kikuyu who is leading this country. And Gachagua is not very far from those home guards. He's just one of them. Yeah, you have to, the definition of a home guard, he will fit there. Yeah, Ngati, they were called Ngati. Because either you are directly a son of Angati or a son of Angati or a home guard, Ngati. Or you are beneficiary of Ngaitism. Ngati, home guardism. You are a beneficiary. Because you are benefited at the expense of the really child or grandchild of the Mau Mau. The really grandchild of Mau Mau has Jiga infested toes in Nyeri, where he comes from, in Madeira. Watoto wa Mau Mau na wajukuu yao wako na funza ama inaitwa Jigas. They can't access education like the way Gachagua has accessed education. He comes from a wealthy family. He's wealthy himself. How many Maumaus are as wealthy as Gachagua? They are not there. So wacha kuchokora hii kitu ya Maumau, itawakula. Wanasema itawaramba. They are playing with fire. This, because I'm telling you, I am son of a Maumau in my own way, by adoption. I was staying in a place called Gishagi, in Nairobi. My rent was 600 shillings in a Mbao house. Now, I got to learn that where I was staying is 40 by 50 or 40, small plots. These are the plots that people were given after independence. When they came from the camps, they were called from the villages. You know, people were removed from their homes and put into villages where they could be controlled by the colonial administration using the home guards. So, because if you are in your homestead, it will be very easy for you to be feeding Maumau with food and what have you in the forest. So they removed them from their homes, demolished their homes, and put them in villages. Are you getting it? So that the government, from 1952, after the declaration of the state of emergency. So I want Gachagua to listen. After independence, Gachagua, please, these people did not go back to their land. The man in whose place, they were given small things, a place called Gishagi. They were given, I think it's 40 by something. It's not an eighth, it's not 50 by 100. It is like 40 by 70 or 60. That's instead of going back to their homes. Now, this man in whose home he had put a small thing for rental, where I was paying 600. He once took me for a walk. We got somewhere in the middle of a coffee plantation. And he told me, do you see this big tree? I said, yes. This was our homestead. This is where my father used to sit in the evening with a bunch of sticks, small sticks. When I got passes, and I tupa. I got passes, and I tupa. Should he remain with the 2 sticks, then he would know 2 goats are not there. And the boys will be in fire. Where are these 2 goats? Those people didn't go back to their land. What is Gachagua talking about? He's playing with fire. Gachagua is playing with fire.
So
because Jaramogi differed with Kenyatta because of that. Jaramogi, Oginga, I've forgotten. Raila's father told Kenyatta, no. These guys were suffering because of land. We cannot be the ones to take the land instead of them. And they differed with Kenyatta because of land. And when Kenyatta died, and I hope Gachagua understands this, Moi came out as a very good person. He even brought Raila's father on board, Jaramogi Oginga Odinga, and made him chairman of Cotton Seed Lint Marketing Board, Cotton something board. And there was an election coming, and Jaramogi was going to stand for that election. As chairman, somewhere in Mombasa, I don't know where he was, he said he supported Moi because Moi is not like Kenyatta who was grabbing land. Moi sacked him immediately. How can you say Kenyatta was grabbing land? But that was an excuse because elections were coming. Jaramogi was going to come to parliament and give Moi. What am I trying to say? This land issue is a very sensitive issue. It's a very sensitive issue. It explains why we have Gikuyus scattered in the diaspora. Because their land having been taken, a lot of them were made to leave and go to Rift Valley and other parts of the country. It's a very sensitive issue. So I want to advise Rigathi Gachagua. Stop this Mau thing and stop talking about land. Because the people you are referring to are in great pain. The children of Mau in Meru, in Embu, in Kikuyu land have not seen this benefit of independence up to now.
Are you trying to say that Gachagua is also living in the same glass houses that which he wants to throw stones at?
Yeah, because the people who own property in this country are people who have shortchanged the common people in whichever way you look at it. You show me your 1,000 acres and I'll tell you stole. Come and prove me how you bought it. How come we can't have? Kwani we sisi ni wajinga sana? You mean we also don't want land? We also want land. Why? How come we don't have it? Beyond the 1 acre, half an acre that we have. How special are you that you can be having 10,000 acres? Where ni Mungu? Where ulipatia Mungu hongo?
Okay.
Ni Mungu.
Now we had that question raised therein, but of course, Gachagua is antagonistic actually against Raila, is fighting on the other end, and of course right now he's decided to go full throttle on the former president, of course, and the family maybe, and of course definitely touching on the issue of a land question. Right now you're saying that he does not have any right to talk about lands in this country. I wonder how true is that, but then look at how things are unfolding. How is he positioning himself? Does he really want to totally lock out the former president, rather the Kenyatta family, from any political influence on the Mount Kenya region, so that he positions himself as the real kingpin therein, and then have it as a bargaining chip?
I've said repeatedly, you do not become the kingpin by attacking Uhuru Kenyatta. Doesn't serve anything.
So even this one won't work
It
for
won't
you.
work. You don't attack Uhuru Kenyatta. Kenyatta will just fizzle away. He was president and he has done his thing. He'll go away. He's enjoying his life. Just ignore him. And in 2 years, people will not even remember there was Uhuru Kenyatta. Kibaki died about 2 or 3 years ago, but he had stayed how many years? People didn't even know there was a man called Kibaki. Yeah, Moi stayed and there was nothing. You ignore somebody like Uhuru Kenyatta. Pay least attention to him. Don't mention him. He will just fizzle out of history.
But he knows that, but they
I don't know why
kept on
he's
mentioning. Do you think it will perhaps maybe affect him in any way? Politically?
Who?
The deputy president?
Yeah, of course. Because you see, you create unnecessary war between you and the Kenyattas, and you cannot win against the Kenyattas. This you can take to a bank. These victories people talk about, even if people attack me or Manyora, you say Ruto will lose. My friend, this power is a long-range game. Power is not defined by an electoral loss or victory. You can be president today in a game in which you are not even halfway in control. Yeah. I don't know if you get what I'm saying. So, the power matrix is too complex to be defined by a mere electoral results. That so-and-so has won, so-and-so has lost. No, it's much more complex like that. So, if you continue gaining into games with the Kenyattas, and one thing I want to tell you, and I've said many times, these system people, the oligarchs, they have all the money. Si yako na ibaiba tu pesa kidogo hapo naonesha tuko na, they have all the money. Hata panya wakianza kula na muchwa 10 years wajafika hata quarter way. Hii yako wakikula siku moja itaisha. All the money, number one. Number two, they have deep connections. Because the oligarchs, the deep state, is a system of connections, networks. Number three, which is very dangerous, they are very patient. Very patient. They are never in a hurry. The system is never in a hurry. Never. You can do your own games here, you think you have won a battle or two, they just watch you. They will get you when they want. So, you cannot very easily outsmart the Kenyattas. This is a system. Yeah. They have networks, local and international. The only way, and I will repeatedly say this, the only way you deal with a system is to dismantle it.
Yeah, but he outsmarted them in the last general elections.
Dismantle. To
dismantle?
That's why revolutions are the ones that remove systems.
I'm saying this very Gachagua whom you're saying will not outsmart the Kenyattas. Did so in the last general election.
You may think you are not listening. And since you are, I'll help you listen. I said, you may think you have won. To you, you are reducing a war into a battle. A war is not a battle.
Okay.
Winning a battle does not mean you have won the war. Power is a long-range thing. So winning one small victory here, even two, within a context of a long term, with the framework in terms of time is long, and the deals are too complex for you to understand. You may think you have won, but they're just looking at you.
Well, that is from Professor Herman Manyora. Ladies, of course, you've got that opportunity to weigh in on this conversation here. You can tell us what you think about the Deputy President with his regard, and of course, with regards to his approach to politics and how he maneuvers and how actually he positions himself. We want to watch and see what the future actually holds for him. Till we have this conversation again, have yourself a lovely day. My name is Evans Okinyi.